welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and today we are going to bust some scraps. So what I've made is this cute little booklet. It has 8 pages, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 8 pages, and it is made from index cards. Simple index cards. I'll show you how I do it in a minute here. But what I thought was going to be fun, I made this one with fall colors. Now, I'm thinking you could make this for these guys if you were going to do that project. And I just want to show you, these were, I have these linked in my Amazon below for, you can buy 2 of them together. This one was 1 inch by 1 inch, and this one is, I think, 7/8, 3/4 by 1 inch, 3/4 by 1 inch. So you could put these, and you could put 6 of them on a page with the 1 inch by 1 inch, but I'm pretty sure you could put these taller ones too. Yeah, you could do that. I wonder if you could do 3 across. Okay, you could do 3 across. So that could change the outcome of the calculations for it. All right, so I made it so that you could put 6 on a page. So I have, like I said, 8 pages here, but it ends up that there is 16 pages. I'm not going to count the cover. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 times 6 is 96 spots. So if you were going to be doing this for like the season, like this is the fall, I consider it 3 months. You do, say, August, September, October, or, you know, September, October, November, however you want to divide your year up. And you could do 3 months worth of these little guys. And then you could do another little booklet with winter colors or Christmas colors. Or you could do another, and then another booklet with spring colors. So you don't have to make it all at once and have a little place to put your little punches. Now, obviously, not everyone wants to do that little project. I'm not saying I'm going to start that, but this would be a great little project just to be able to put some fall pictures in, or, you know, fall notes, something that you've done, outings, things like this, back to school, fun stuff like that. So it is just simple collage things and ready to go. So cute, right? And I think it is fairly easy to make. So I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to make a smaller version of this, a 1-month version instead of a 3-month version, or something for a season. So I'll be right back and show you how I made this booklet. Okay, so this base inside of here, which you don't see, is index cards. Now, I wanted to be, when I calculated my little square guys, I thought a 4x6 index card would be perfect. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have any 4x6. I don't know where they all went to. I had my little 3x5s, which was too small, and then I got these ginormous ones, which are 6x8, I believe. Yeah, 6x8. So I did take them, and I cut them down to 4x6. For that, works just the same. And we ended up folding them just in half. So we're going to take that, and for the monthly version, we're just going to do 3 pages. Now, in the end, it doesn't matter which way it folds because it gets completely covered. But if you're going to want to put thinner paper on there, you might want to have the lines on the inside, but it really doesn't matter for this. Okay, so what I did to make it colorful on the outside is I ended up putting washi tape. Now, I ended up putting washi tape in the center too, so that when these papers would come up, there's no white in the center. These all have washi tape on them. So I have found 3. I'm going to do a summer version because it's August, and it'd be fun to do some, you know, August notes, even though it's like the 5th or 6th or 7th or something like that. I picked a green, yellow, and blue. And that is because one of the papers that I chose to make this had green, yellow, and blue. So it kind of, definitely, not kind of, I definitely color coordinated with it. Okay, so very simple. And it didn't really matter how wide this was. As you can see, I have 3 different widths, or 2 different widths of washi tape. And I'm just going to do my best to center it. Leave some on the top and the bottom, because I'm going to wrap around to the other side. Because not only is this on the outside of the booklet, it's also on the inside. All right, so we're going to fold this down, and we're going to pull this up. Now be careful when pulling it. I did one sheet and I pulled it too hard and I actually ripped the index card, because these are Dollar Tree index cards and they are not the thickest. Okay, so we're going to get it up to that point. It's not perfectly straight, but again, we are going to cover this with paper, and it doesn't matter. It really is just so when it is folded, the outside of the thing will show, the outside of the booklet, and the inside will show just a little bit because we're going to put papers there. So this being crooked, by the time you put the paper on there, no one's going to see. Okay, so we're going to do that with all three of them. Now, if you wanted to do them all the same washi tape, by all means, you could do that. Whoops. For that book, for the 8 pages, I did have 8 separate washi tapes. I could have went and, you know, did 4 and did each one twice, you know, however you want to do it. I didn't worry about gluing the washi tape down because these papers end up going on top of them and those get glued down. So I wasn't worried about this coming off. And again, it doesn't matter which way it folds. Folding straight is helpful though, because it's going to get covered. So it doesn't matter necessarily. The only thing that might, I would say now that I'm saying that, maybe the side that has no overlap, like that has an overlap, would be on the inside. So the outside doesn't have a bump. Let's go with that thought. That's on the inside. Okay, there we go. So with this, the overlap will be on the outside, and it will be the inside of the book. All right, so we're going to put this down and fold it over. Simple so far, right? The hardest part is probably deciding which washi tapes to use, what colors to use. But if you have some paper you want to use, color coordinating to that makes sense. Now, again, I said I made this as a fall theme, so I use fall colors. This is using colors that are more summer-like. You make a Christmas one, you want to use some Christmas washi, tailored to your project. Okay, so now we have those. So we want to just put it in a particular order. I think that'll work. Blue and green, yellow in the center. And there we go. All right, let's get rid of the washi tape. All right, so we're going to glue these pages together. So we're going to say this is, the green is the front. So we're going to want to glue the first page, first index card to the second one. So I'm going to just use some our glitter glue and we're just going to put it around. I could use my sticky glue. This is just a little faster. And we're going to put this together. Make sure it is flat and top to bottom as even as possible. And there we go. All right, front, middle, back. So we want to glue this to here. Now I did see this booklet idea on Relax Cut Glue, Nicole. She made the book to make a glue book where she cuts out magazine pieces. And I'm not sure, she didn't do the washi part in the center. I think she just did the papers on there. I watched it fairly recently, but not today. So I don't exactly remember. But the washi tape I really like because, like I said, when you go to put the papers in, you don't have to worry about getting it right up to the spine, and it is still covered. You don't see the white on the inside. Okay, let's put the glue away. All right, and there we go. Now we got our book. So, again, we have a cover, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages to put 6, and I'm just going with the theory that I'm using 6. 6 times 6 is 36. So if you want to do your stamp project, you have more than a month in here. You can add some extra ones in here, go ahead and play, but it is just 3 index cards to get 1 month's worth of fundings. Or you can just make, you know, I saw some people do them where they just put like vacations or something, where they do little punches of things from a vacation. You put a vacation name on here, or you have, like I said, a holiday, birthday, something like that, where you just want to make a little punch of things from one occasion. This 3-page book would be simple enough to do, color coordinated to whatever you are going for, and there you go. Okay, so now to cover it, I get my glue book. And I pulled a bunch of blue, green, yellow scraps. I'm going to get my stamps out of the way because we don't need those. And we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, the way I did it first is I took it and I wrapped it around the edge so that this edge part is covered. So we're going to go ahead and just use some scissors and get rid of that. I'm going to make it a little longer, just so I don't have to line it up top and bottom and go from there. Okay, so we are going to wrap it around front to back, and I am going to use sticky glue to do that. All right, we're going to do our best to put some there, fold it over, and put some there. All right, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and trim the top and bottom off. And now we've got one covered. All right, let's do the second page. And I do have, this I think is gonna be my cover. I have this weird little printout with some inks on it, and I thought it was a perfect color. All right, is that tall enough? That might have to go on the inside. That's fine. I pulled some scraps and some I was using. Oh, that'll be perfect. I was using, for my last video, some 6x6s. I have those, so. Let's do that one. So I have a little bit more than scraps here. It really got jammed in there. Come on. Have to take that page off. All right. Now, one thing I noticed I did with that, my sample one, is I accidentally glued 2 pages together. So make sure when you're doing it, you're not putting 2 pages together. Now with only 3 pages, it's a little easier to count that. All right. Okay, so front of the book, green, daisy, and then the back of the book, that's too short. What about, oh, I do have this. All right, let's do that. I'll wrap it around, and beautiful. Get rid of that gluey mess before it sticks to everything. And I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. I was sitting here pre-making this project, I don't know what you want to call it, and all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, it started pouring. It stopped now, but like this, you know how, you know, when the sun's out and it just starts pouring, like those heavy drops. I'm like, where is that coming from? But it was just, it must have been like one cloud above the house, drip down, drop down, and then it stopped. I know it's supposed to rain tonight, but that was not cut straight. I know it's supposed to rain tonight, but it was like the first cloud making its way over here, like, here I am. Okay, so now that we got the wraparounds, we can go ahead and fill in the rest. Now I could do probably a wraparound on that front page too, because when I get this on there, actually I might use this to wrap around to that side, but it's a little bit not short or tall, so I'm going to put something on the bottom or top. So let's see. Not long enough, right? No. You are long enough. All right, let's do this one. I'm going to wrap this on the front as well as on the inside. All right. I am leaving it not a side, but away from the center, like I said, where it folds, just because there's the washi tape there, and then it doesn't make the, might have to put a little art glitter glue in that end piece. It doesn't make the center get too bulky. It ends up being able to stay really flat together because you don't have the papers all the way to the center. Okay, we got that, and there we go. So yeah, this could definitely be used to really make any little project. I originally had thought of, oops, front page, here we go. I originally thought of making it as a little journal and make little pockets and, you know, little divots and little corner things. So I still might take this and make that into like a little journal with miniature ephemera at some point. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that there and then just maybe cut that off a little. Okay, I don't think I'm going to wrap it around. So that's what I originally thought of doing when I, even before I saw her project with the glue book, was doing a mini journal recently. So this kind of really hit all ends of what I've been thinking of doing recently. Now there's probably enough I could fold it over, but like I said, this is just, it's thicker because it's got the ink on it or whatever, and it's wrinkly, and it's really not making the best case for getting folded over. There we go, cute. Now if you want to go back and like add some more washi tape, you know, some of the stuff you had on there, if you wanted to add a little piece of washi tape or something that you didn't use on your spine, you could do that. Or some labels or something. Anything for the cover. Okay, so now for the rest of these, to put stuff in there, like this, I just collaged, where I just put random pieces. You can see where the borders ran across the front to back. This is the one that I had to cut apart. There's the yellow and the yellow. It was stuck together, so I had to cut it apart and put something new in there. But the orange, front and back, that painted piece, front and back, etc. Crackled front and back, red front and back, painted front and back. So, after that is all said and done, this is where we're going to start putting stuff on the center. And what I ended up doing was ripping these so that they were a little bit more interesting. And I believe Nicole ripped hers too when she did hers. And I liked it. All right, so it's bigger. Again, I can cut the top and bottom off instead of trying to make it the exact size. And I think that was actually one of her suggestions too. I'm kind of doing it really like she did, except for the washi tape part. But she had some great ideas. So I will try to remember to link that video. I think it was from, like I said, a couple days ago. Now, if there was enough, I could wrap it top and bottom, but there is not that much on these, so I'm okay with trimming it off. and drying it off. All right, so that page is done. So what you just take your little pieces that you end up, stamps, and filling them up. Or again, like I said, just as a journaling thing or something, especially this 3-piece one, it would definitely go into a pocket. You could add little pictures to it, like photo booth pictures would be cute, stuff like that. All right, I'll finish gluing this. I will fast forward through the video so you don't have to sit there and watch me add each of these, and the video takes forever. And I will be back on the other end with the finished video. All right, so the singular 1 month kind of little mini journal book is done. And let me do a flip through for you. I did put a little bit of ink on the top and the bottom to kind of hide the white a little bit. I did wrap a few top and bottom around, but here is this page. This was actually a digital, so it looks like there's 2 sheets there, but it was just ripped between the 2, and that you can still see the washi between. I thought this yellow sun looked great with the yellow tints in there, yellow across there, so it coordinated. We got this. I got the daisies with the yellow. I thought this kind of was cool. We had the blue with it. You can barely tell which is on the top or the bottom over there, which is fun. And then the last page, I did add a piece of map. So like I said before, if you wanted to do some sort of, I went on a vacation, and here's a quick flip through of my little punches that I have in there from ticket stubs and flyers and pamphlets and tour books, things like that, where you take your cutouts from. Map pages would be great for that. I love the daisies for the summer. And the map I did wrap around from the back to that page. So that wrapped top to bottom, that wrapped outside, so it really encased it in there. There's some blue on there to go with the blue daisies over there. Very fun. And I did pull out a couple ephemera pieces that I had. So if you're not doing one of these stamp books and you wanted to add some ephemera to it, like you could put something like that on there, glue it down. It could be a little tuck spot for things like that. I've got a little compass. Actually, the compass would probably go great right there. Cover up a bit more of that red. And then I got like a stamp here. It says Italia. Put it with the map. Little decoration. Picture there. I mean, like, so cute, right? It would be adorable. Not attaching them though. I just brought them out for show. But yeah, you can use it for a little travel journal, a little brag book is what I think they used to call, where you put stuff in there. You could also probably try to round the corners. There's, like I said, a couple pieces of paper. I'm not going to try to round these because they're still kind of wet, so I'm not going to try to round those, but you could probably round these corners just to make it a little fancier. And you can see the 3 different colors there. They're subtle, but they are definitely having that coordinate with the pages. I love it. So much fun. So again, 8 index cards that are 4x6 to make a quarterly or seasonal book. So you could do 8 pages for fall, 8 summer, 8 spring, etc. You don't have to make them all at once because you're only in one season at a time. Or you can make a quick 3-page one where you have like 1 month's worth, where you can get like 60 or 30 days worth of stuff in there, or is a quick little flip through to make a individual event. So much fun. Well, I hope this was a great bust to scrap. I think so. I used quite a few scraps on this project, as well as index cards. And you can't go wrong with an index card project and a scrap project put together, right? I love it. Okay, well, that is going to be it for today. If you like this video, please a thumbs up. And if you're going to do this project or some version of it, please let me know what your idea, what your theme of your book's going to be. I'd love to hear ideas. Always to help get the juices flowing. I love it. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Well, more than 2/3 of the way through, I think, my bust a scrap videos. I think this was like 35 or 36. I can't keep track of them until I go to post them. But it's up there in the 30s, I am sure. Okay, well, that is going to be it for today. I appreciate each and every one, and as usual, I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye for now.